Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of the Q&A video. Last time I cut out on Robert's question, and I'm going to get back to that now and answer it in its entirety. You already left a lengthy deadlift tutorial, which helped. I was hoping you could give some of your bench setup cues, which get cut off in the videos. I've had a really hard time stabilizing the weight when low bar squatting. Was wondering if your wide grip had any advantage over people that preferred to make a shelf using a narrow grip. Thanks, Ben. Looking forward to the video, even if you can't quite make it to my questions. Well, I'm making it to your questions, Robert, so I'm going to try to fix this as best I can. My bench setup, I can definitely do some stuff in the future on that. Probably going to be on a weekend in the next upcoming few weeks. I've been meaning to do it anyway. It's just I need to get someone who's willing to film for me, because making tutorial videos in a rec center gym, as you can imagine, is a pretty tough process because of the people and everything you're doing. So I'll do my best to help with that. Generally my cues are pinch my shoulder blades and my scapulas back, get my lats engaged, pinch down, dig my head into the bench, and try to instigate my my leg drive with an extension and not with a hip thrust. And so those are the things that I'm also breaking the bar with my hands and just keeping my elbows from getting too wild and then flaring them on the way up. Those are the cues that I use in my bench. I will try to make a bench tutorial video for my setup that might help a little bit more than that rambling did. As far as low bar squatting, I use a thumbless grip and just dig the bar into my back as hard as I can, and then I push my head back and force a double chin kind of a setup, which generally creates more of that shelf for me than someone whose hands are all the way in here. I don't have the shoulder mobility for that. I've had a couple of shoulder issues in the past, which I'm still working through the mobility on that. But I guess that's my answer for that. Benjamin Bureau. Stiff, painful forearm tendons in your elbow, wrist flexors. What to do? Health insurance only covers doctor who booked until November through December. Benching while wrist straps while avoiding pulling exercises. Okay, so I totally read that with terrible context. Basically, you're having forearm tendonitis near your elbow, and you can't get in to see a doctor, and you're thinking you should bench with wrist straps and avoid pulling exercises. Get a lacrosse ball, get on a wall, push into that wall, and try to dig up that crap. If it's muscular, if it's something that you can fix through that, and you break up all the fascia, you break up all of the adhesion that might be built up in there, that might help. Also put it on your palm and work through that, and just try to get all the blood to those areas, try to get it healed up. If you can't do that, you may end up having to wait to see a doctor. If it doesn't get better in a short amount of time, you definitely want to see a doctor, and it sounds like you got it right. You got to fix the injuries before you can start building on top of them, so you just have to be patient with yourself and pay attention to your body. Again, I'm going to be representing the Kelly Starrett clan over here. He knows a lot more about mobility and has probably done multiple videos about this. So check out Mobility Wad. I'm sure they have some way to help more effectively than I can. Zaki Afzal. How often do you deload, and what does it consist of? I get this question a lot. I deload before a meet. Generally, I will or anytime that I feel like I need to. Anytime I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm doing everything right and my lifts are not going well, where I feel like I'm weaker than I was, even though everything's been going well. If my nutrition's on, if my sleep's on, if my mobility's on, if everything's on, and my workouts are going like crap, I'm probably overshot, and I need to just regroup a little bit. So I bring down my volume, I keep the frequency up. I bring down my volume, I bring down my loading, and I bring down the intensity, and just do some lighter stuff to give my body a break. I don't like taking a lot of time off, and I don't like being away from the gym, but I like to you just reduce your loading until your CNS can kind of reset, and that tends to work for me. I've never gotten to the part where I feel like I've legitimately been overtrained and it wasn't something that I was not doing outside of the gym, or I feel like anytime I felt overtrained, it's because I wasn't doing the stuff right outside, and that's always what it's come down to. Xenon John Garnett. That's a cool name. Hey Ben, I was wondering if you could give me your comments and thoughts on Mark Ripto's video on bar position on the back. It seems similar to yours, but a little different. Haven't watched the video yet, Xenon, so I can tell you what my bar placement's like, and generally I just dig into this part right underneath the trap. When I pull my shoulders back, it creates kind of a natural shelf right on the back of my rear delts, and I try to get my thumb up over the bar like that and just dig it in, and it just feels right. In one of my videos, how about this? I will have someone hold a camera and come up, and you will see exactly where my bar placement is on my low bar squats, because that's the easiest way for me to even show it, is to just go into that. And I'll just have someone on one of my warm-up sets walk over and just film where I'm digging in so you can see that. Sorry I didn't think I had to watch the video before trying to answer your question. Rory Stewart, how often do you attempt a 1 rep max on deadlift? Very rarely. If I'm doing the end of a training cycle and I'm testing something, like in a mock meet scenario, that will be the closest I will get to a 1 rep max. Any true 1 rep maxes, I try to leave for the platform. I don't see the point personally in using that attempt in the gym during a training week, because it usually blows me out for a few days afterwards at least, and I can't train my other lifts effectively. Some people have had much better success. The Chris Hicksons, Pete Rubish, and Eric Lillibridges of the world can train their stuff through really heavy singles, and that's how they get better. For me, I need to be hitting rep work. I need to be hitting heavy-ish weights a few times. I generally, in training, will never go heavier than a double. You will see in the next couple of weeks that I will go for, there's going to be 2 singles towards the end of this 10-week training cycle, but that's a very rare occasion for me. And hopefully they will not be true maxes. I'd like to leave a little bit in the tank on them, but they're very set numbers already, so that's how that's going to go. And with that, we are done. I think it only took me, what, 7 Q&A videos of 10 minutes. So I've been doing this literally about all night now. And hopefully these have come up without too much delay in between them, but at least enough that you guys don't get burnt out on watching me talk. So thanks again. We'll definitely do this again in the future, because there's obviously a lot of questions that people have, and I can't wait to get back to a normal training video where I can just talk about what I'm doing in that. So thanks again, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.